video is going to be about Apple's App Store. Now, as I'm sure quite a lot of you already know, and have read or seen on the internet, there's quite a lot of talk going around about the process that developers have got to go through to have an app. Whenever they develop an app and they put it forward to be put into the App Store, there's like Apple have like a vetting process. Now, the vetting process is under quite a lot of scrutiny at the minute. And a lot of people think that it shouldn't be there, and a lot of people think that it should be there. Now, the people that don't think Apple have the right to vet their apps are saying that Apple shouldn't have that amount of control, and a whole range of other reasons why they don't think it should. But this is the reason why I'm making this video is this is my opinion as to the reason why I think Apple are doing the right thing in terms of having the vetting process in place. Now, not only do I have 3 young kids, which I think is a good enough reason to have this vetting process in place for the App Store, but I think it's not just for the kids, but for adults as well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 examples, which will give you an idea as to the reason why I don't think Apple are wrong in putting this in place. I've been learning at the minute about iPhone development and app development and that type of thing. And say I was good enough to go ahead and make my own app and put it forward onto the App Store. Now, if this vetting process wasn't in place, and I could put this app on, the app would be incredibly dangerous. Now, with my military background, I would be able to make an app that would be able to show anybody who downloaded this app how to make an explosive device with household products. Anything that you find around your house or your parents' house or wherever, or even in the workplace. I suppose the app would be a little bit like a cookery application, that tells you about all the different recipes, how to put all the recipes, all the ingredients together to come up with a dish. This would be a similar type of thing. Now, the explosive device that you could make with certain goods around the house would be certainly powerful enough to do damage to somebody's property, perhaps take somebody's hands off, certainly a child's hands off if it went wrong. Now, if Apple didn't have this vetting thing in process, and I developed this application and I put it up onto the App Store, and say a child in your neighbourhood downloaded this app and carried out some of the instructions on the app, or a child or not a child, an adult, say an adult done it, and your property was destroyed, or your child was hurt, or somebody was hurt, or you yourself was hurt in the process of making it, and we're not talking a little scratch here, we're talking severe disfigurement, and permanent scarring, and horrendous things. I mean, it's an explosive device. I don't need to explain to you what type of problems come with that type of thing. Now, the bottom line is, if this type of thing happened, who are you going to blame? When you investigate how this device was made and how it all went wrong and what have you, and you find out that it was through Apple's App Store that this device was essentially made, who are you going to blame? I should imagine that your first protocol is going to be Apple, because from the developer, yeah, you can certainly pinpoint the developer, but the bottom line is Apple have allowed that app to be displayed on their forum, the App Store. So therefore, and Apple are obviously a much bigger company, and you stand to gain a lot more money from a company of Apple size than you would do your ordinary run-of-the-mill bog standard iPhone app developer. So I should imagine that the majority of people would go straight to Apple and try to sue them. So there's reason number 1 why I think Apple are right in having a vetting process. It's all in the name of trying to protect them as a company. not just for not just for the fact that they could be selling out millions and millions of dollars every month because of applications as I've just described, but obviously, they would have to live with the notion that an app that came from their app store had maybe killed a child or a young baby or something like that, and that would be a hard thing to swallow. And I know certainly if that happened, if something I had created was responsible for a young child dying or anybody dying, I don't think I'd be able to live with it too well. So there's one reason, or one example. Another example would be quite recently there was I can't remember whether I heard it on the radio. As a matter of fact, I think I did. I heard it on the radio in the car. Somewhere in Sweden or Finland, somebody had come up with an app. Now, I don't think it was developed for the iPhone. I think it might have been Nokia or the BlackBerry. However, I think the gist of this app was that it was if you were walking in the street and you seen a complete stranger, with the camera on your phone, you could take a photograph of this person, and through face recognition software, a lot of information would come through onto your phone about that person, where they lived, telephone number, date of birth, that type of thing. And how the application worked was that the face recognition software would start pulling off information from different social networking sites that this person had subscribed to, so like Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, photographs from Flickr, that type of thing. Yeah, all the different social networking sites and all the different things that we all subscribe to on the internet. This particular application would start pulling things away from it and putting it up onto the iPhone, and therefore giving you information on a complete and utter stranger. Or if you reverse that, it could be happening to you. You could be walking down into the town and lots of people could be getting your details off the internet. Now, I don't think this app was allowed to go through, but that's one example. Now, you and I both know there's quite a lot of twisted people in the world, and probably the lowest form of that type of person, in my opinion, would be a paedophile. Now, could you imagine if a paedophile ring had the capability of making an application that implemented that type of software, and they could go to a park or a school and take photographs of our children and be given information via the parents or anything at all like that? And if that application, if Apple didn't have a vetting thing in process and that application was developed and put up onto the Apple App Store, there would be outcry throughout the entire world that Apple was allowing this type of, and quite rightly so, allowing this type of hideous software to be, because at the end of the day they would be endorsing that software. If they allowed that software to be downloaded off their app store, they would be endorsing that software, and so therefore they would partially be responsible for any anything that went wrong or anything that was connected with that particular application. So there is another reason that I think that Apple are doing the right thing. Guys, at the end of the day, we can all create things in our lifetime that we can call ours. Now, Apple have created a company, and there's certain aspects of that company that belongs to Apple. iTunes and the App Store and what have you, that belongs to them, with obviously other partnerships in place. But bottom line is, guys, they have to look out for so many different things, so many legal factors that are in place, and they have to protect themselves and they have to protect other people to the best of their abilities that they can. If somebody came into your home or your parents' home and just decided that they were going to do whatever the hell they wanted to do inside your home, you obviously wouldn't be happy about it. It's your home. You make the rules. Therefore, anybody that comes into your home either abides by the rules or they don't come into your home or your car, whatever. And it's the same thing in the App Store. Apple, they have to make sure that these applications that are being sold or allowed to go on the thing for free are not just family friendly, but humanely friendly. Because if you take those two examples that I give you, they're not humanely friendly. They are there to hurt and cause people pain and heartache, and there's so many different things that could go wrong with those two types of examples that I've just given you. Now, I know a lot of these people that are talking about the vetting process that Apple have in place. They're talking about, well, why shouldn't soft porn be allowed to be put on the App Store? Now, I know that is a million miles away from the two examples that I've just presented to you. But again, I can allow any one of my children to go ahead and download an application that they want, because there's lots of kids applications on there, educational or just entertainment value. But I wouldn't be able to do that. And yes, Apple might be able to put like certificate 15, 18 restrictions on certain applications, but at the end of the day, the account holder of the App Store is going to be over 18 or 16 more often than not. And so I don't see how they would be then able to individually put age limits on applications if the account holder has already submitted that they're well over the age. So I don't see how a child, any one of my kids, could come onto my iTunes store and download something and be prevented from downloading something soft porn wise. And going back to the two examples I gave you, especially because I wanted to address this as well and I forgot about it, especially the bomb making thing, explosive device. Yes, I know, I'm sure some of you are probably saying, well, that information is probably already available on the internet. Yes, you're absolutely right, it is, and it's free as well. You could do it for free, you could go on the internet, get that information for free. But the big difference is, the weasel who set up that website and presented that information out to the public domain will more than likely be nameless and faceless on the website. Whoever's built that website hasn't got a photograph of themselves on it, and certainly hasn't got their name and address on it. Okay, so that's where the difference is between finding that. If somebody found that on the internet and created a destruction through making that type of device, then there's nowhere could go about it. You couldn't do nothing about it other than hold the person responsible that done it. Whereas if a company like Apple, if a massive company like Apple allowed such an application to be sold on their App Store, then not only are they going to find themselves in a legal battle, but a lot of people who look at Apple as a company, like they do Microsoft as well, they see it as a wholesome company that's out trying to sell computers and software, that's trying to educate people and build businesses and make businesses stronger and what have you. All those reputations that these companies have worked hard to try and maintain are going to be completely shattered within a 59p application or a free application that has been allowed to just go on the App Store without any sort of approval. So there you have it, guys. I think I've covered everything in that, but that's my take on the reason why I think Apple are doing the right thing in having the vetting in process, so that not just any application is allowed to be shared on their App Store. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching the video. I hope you are enjoying the videos, and like I said in the previous couple of videos, I do intend to try and keep putting out videos a lot more regular than I was doing, but I certainly don't want to be cutting back on quality or anything like that. Not that my quality is of a high standard in any case, but I just don't want to be putting out crap for putting it out's sake. Also, guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, I've got a link down in the sidebar. You can follow me on Twitter anytime at all. I'm putting out quite a lot of stuff nowadays on Twitter, so by all means follow me there. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching the video, and I look forward to talking to you and seeing you all soon. Bye.